So I did my project on art therapy with children's books, and my name is Alicia McCarthy. So some books that are really great about increasing self-esteem are Yo Grow Soon, Alex, A Bad Case of Stripes, and I Like Myself. And some books that are really great about anger is When Sophie Gets Angry, Really, Really Angry, and Tilly's Tantrum. And then some books that are just really great for general sessions and getting to know your client and their emotions is Being Me, I'm in Charge of Me, The Way I'm Healing, Foods with Moods, which is a really, really, really great book. Has really great illustrations and just very creative. And then The Way I Feel. So how I'm relating this to class content is I'm going way back to the very beginning of class when we were talking about what creates a well-illustrated book. So this is just one snapshot of a book that I was reading, which is The Way I Feel. And so in this picture, the lines are curved and diagonal, which create a sense of anxiety. And we're also up above the picture, which also just creates an uneasy feeling. And then all the curves show that this is man-made, which a lot of times anxiety and fear come from things that are man-made. But the really big thing here is the colors. So this black background with the white words on top of it, and then the purples and the grays creates this really eerie and scary sense. Just a feeling of anxiety comes from that like really dark background with that white on top of it. And then also the texture in her hair and in the word scared and in the lightning is all very jagged and uneasy and just not how things should be. And so it creates that feeling of anxiety and uneasiness in you. And then the illustrations in this book reinforce the text, establish the mood, which is obviously on this page, scared, and defines and develops this character as being a scared character. So a book that has good coping skills in it is Security is a Thumb in a Blanket. And then some other great books for art therapy sessions are Love You Forever, Chucky's New Mommy, and The Giving Tree. So when you're in your session, the first thing you want to do obviously is welcome this child into the space. And then once you've welcomed them in and made them feel safe and secure, then you want to start reading the book to them and get them interested and engaged when you first start reading that book. You want them to be looking at it, engaging with it, asking questions. You ask them questions, they answer your questions. Just get them really into it. And then once the book is finished being read, then you want to ask them how they relate to that book. And then you're going to lay out art materials, and they're going to create either a painting, a drawing, a sculpture, anything that you have, they can just create with it. And then you're going to talk about what they created, and get a sense of their feelings and their emotions through that. And then you're going to have them look at the book and look at their art and kind of find a coping skill for that, and then potentially either talk about a coping skill or create art for a coping skill. And then here's just a sample session that I did on the book, How Are You Peeling? So I just broke down for this specific book those steps that I just went through for a general session. And then art therapy is defined in many different ways, but the American Art Therapy Association describes how art therapy works in this way. They say that art therapy engages the mind, body, and spirit in ways that are distinct from verbal articulation alone. So it uses sensory perception and symbolism to invite alternate modes of expression and communication, which really gets at the core of art therapy. So art therapy is going at communication and language in a different way, using visuals and symbolism, because there's people out there who are nonverbal or don't talk about their emotions, or who are numb to their emotions and don't even really know what's going on. And just creating art gives them that sense of security without even knowing that they're talking about their emotions. And then here's just a video from an art therapist talking about how she uses art therapy. So these are 3 project examples that I did. So this gray and white one is off of the book, The Way I Feel, and I wanted to use that sense of anxiety. So I used those dark colors and just big, bold brush strokes, kind of creating that sense of unknown, which is how we all really feel right now. And then I used I Like Myself, and I did a project based off of a child who was being bullied. So there's that dark cloud around them with them curled up in the corner, and then all the words that everybody's saying around them. And then just they are saying it hurts. And then here's another project that I did off of How Are You Peeling, where I recreated one of the vegetables and just that feeling of, do I fit in? Do I not fit in? That type of thing. And then I did a mock session with my mom just so you could kind of see what it would be like. So it would be you and the child sitting next to each other and really engaging with that book. As you can see, she's looking at the book, I'm looking at the book. You just really want to get with that child and engage them. And then here's my citation page.